Hello, and thanks for stopping by. This is Mountain King for the Atari 2600 from CBS Electronics, released in 1983. In Mountain King, you are an explorer in an old diamond mine. In this diamond mine happens to be an ancient civilization, and there is a golden crown. You need to capture the crown and escape to the top of the mountain before the time expires or you're killed. This game is basically you running left to right and jumping across from platform to platform or climbing up and down ladders, trying to gather diamonds and get to the crown. You jump in this game by pressing the joystick at a 45-degree angle in whatever direction you want to jump. You can fall pretty far in this game and only get stunned, but losing time really is the problem here, so you're going to need to work to do your best to not fall if you can. You can climb ladders in this one by pressing up, or you can kneel by pressing down. You're going to need to kneel to claim items, like opening chests or to enter the temple. The fire button is used to turn on your flashlight, and it will shine in whatever direction you're headed, just not up or down. This is pretty much how you're going to find treasure chests. So you run around with your flashlight, and you're collecting diamonds to increase your score. The diamonds are just these little icons that you run over, these little specks on the screen. They're everywhere. When you turn your flashlight on, you can't see the diamonds, but you can see chests. So you're going to be turning your flashlight on an awful lot. If you find a chest, you open the chest and you're going to get a whole bunch of diamonds at once. When you make it to 1,000 diamonds, the score at the bottom of the screen is going to change color from green to yellow. This means the flame spirit is now available to capture. You're going to hear some theme music start, and as you start running around the maze, the music is going to get louder the closer you get to the flame spirit. As you're running around on screen, you need to look for a little flame that flickers on the screen for a second. This pretty much tells you where the flame spirit is. You go up to that spot, you shine your flashlight on the area, and then once you see it, you just walk up to it and press down to capture it. When you get it, when you capture it, you're going to get bonus points, and it'll add a minute to your timer. Now that you have the flame spirit, it's a good time to discuss the different enemies in the game. First, we have cave bats. Okay, when bats show up, they're going to try to steal the crown if you have it. And if it's games 2 through 8, they can also steal the flame spirit if you have that. You're going to find giant spiders at the bottom of the mine, and they're going to try to trap you in their web. If you get stuck, you got to rock your joystick back and forth to get free before the spider shows up to eat you. It will steal both the flame or crown if you have them. Okay, so at this stage you have the flame spirit. You need to now make your way to the entrance of the temple. The temple is lower on the map. You need to keep going down till you find it. Okay, once you get to the entrance of the temple, you got to get below the temple. You get to the opening and you pull down. This is going to offer the flame spirit to the skull spirit. The skull spirit will appear and you can run into the temple to get the crown. If you take too long to offer, the skull spirit might disappear and you have to start over. Okay, the golden crown is in the temple. Now, on level 1 you have unlimited time, but in games 2 through 8, if you run out of time, you're going to need to collect more diamonds to try again. The golden crown is in the temple. It's just this little area. The screen doesn't change. You'll need to enter the temple from the bottom after you give up the flame spirit. It's just you walking inside that little area. The temple is what you see on screen. You need to climb up this little inside, go to the left or the right, and it's basically you climbing up to get to the crown. And then basically when you get there, you sort of climb the sides and you get beneath the crown. You push up, then you push down, and suddenly you have the crown. At this stage, the Mountain King music starts. Now the gameplay kind of shifts. Now we have a different purpose. We've all spent this time so far just to get to the crown and get the crown. Now we have to escape, and we have a time limit. You need to get to the very top of the mountain before the time runs out, or some sort of creature takes the crown from you. A bat, or a spider, what have you. When a bat takes the crown from you, I gotta be honest, it is really crummy when that happens. Very frustrating. There are 8 different game types here, but the different game types, they're really just difficulty levels. They give you less time overall in the game, or they require more points to trigger the flame spirit. So basically less time to find the spirit, less time to escape the game when you get the crown. It's a timing thing. It has one overall concept, and basically 2 different modes associated with it. You have the first half of the game, which is you hunting for the crown, and then you have the last half of the game, which is the escape run. It's 2 basic differences in a game mechanic, I guess, and they seem to work pretty well here overall. It's great to have music, that's for sure. This game has a bit of fame associated with it as well, because there is apparently a timing glitch. It's sometimes referred to as a secret level, or it's referred to as glitch heaven, and it's something that you can activate in the game. Basically, you go to a specific spot on the map. It's not hard to get. And then you jump in a direction, and you have to hold in that direction. You're going to bounce off a specific plateau, and if you hit it just the right way, you're going to bounce up again and over another cluster of plateaus. Ultimately, this is you maneuvering to a zone where there is what appears to be a nonsensical arrangement of ladders and plateaus. There are plenty of tutorials online on how to do this. Based on what I've seen and read, it's more of a glitch as opposed to an Easter egg. It's neat enough to probably do some research. I've managed to get pretty close to it. I fell at the last second, but you can work on it. I think it might have something to do with the timer at the bottom of the screen as well. Like, you'll do the same move at different times, and it will work, then it won't work. It'll probably take 10 or 15 minutes to get going with it. It's worth your time. What's also neat is this particular area, when you get to it, and there are all these different ladders and what have you, you can manipulate them a little further by doing things with the second controller. Apparently, you can plug in a controller, you can move it around, and it'll glitch that screen, and it'll give you a different arrangement of stuff. I don't think it was planned. I think it was an accident, but they left it in for maybe they didn't find it or they just thought it was neat. In any case, it's pretty interesting, and it's worth giving some videos a look online. Overall, this is a fun game. I'd say this is really a fun game. You're basically walking a stick figure around in the dark, but it handles pretty good, and if you stand still and press up on the controller, it kind of looks like the avatar is looking at you and shrugging his little shoulders because he doesn't know what to do. I think it's kind of fun. And honestly, with the black background and a white stick figure, it's maybe even a little creepy. I wouldn't call it a horror game, but, you know, it's pretty fun to run around as a stick figure and collect diamonds, and then trying to escape. It's a good time. After you get the crown and that music kicks in and you start racing around to get to the top of the mountain, it's great. It's strangely intense. And at this point, like, all the bats seem to show up, and every bat that's flying around is a little nerve-wracking, because you know you have to pass that area, and you have to avoid touching them. And you don't always have a ladder, and sometimes you have to jump, and sometimes it's a leap of faith. It really stinks when you lose the crown at this stage, but it's fun when you get past them. Well, that's all I have today for Mountain King for the Atari 2600. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on another video.